So welcome back, and for today's video I'm going to present to you how to create pavement concrete mix design using our latest template with reference to ACI PRC-211.1 2022 version using the absolute volume method. So before I begin with, let me show you what are the things you have to update before starting to do the mix design. So first of all, you have to update the specific gravity. So you have to check your third-party test report or internal test report. Update also your water absorption for the aggregates, as well as the moisture for all aggregates, especially when we need to proceed for lab trial or actual production in the plant. And for the admixture, check your supplier also and update this percentage of water content in each admixture where you believe there is a water content. Next, below here in section 4, we have to update these highlighted in blue cells, obviously the sieve analysis for coarse aggregate as well as the sieve analysis for fine aggregates. So here I prepare 3 sizes for coarse aggregate and 2 sizes for fine aggregates, wherein typically, especially in Middle East, we've been using to blending 5 aggregates. Next, we have to update also the dry rotted density. So in this example, these are the numbers in red fonts below. These are the dry rotted density, and so don't bother about the aggregate voids. It will be automatically calculated upon entering the dry rotted density as well as the specific gravity. So let's go back to the above, starting with the section 1. So going back to section 1, general information and property requirements. So that will be this area. So starting with the specified strength, let's say we are required to produce minimum 4000 psi, which is 27.6 megapascal, with the equivalent theoretical fractional strength of 581 psi or 4 MPa. If you have standard deviation, if you have available standard deviation, you can always write here. Let's say, for example, 500. So automatically, the required average strength will appear here. Anyway, let's leave that for a moment. Let's go back to section 1 or the above figures. So let us keep it empty for a while. Later we will go back to the required average strength. So next will be the air content. This is automatically being fed also depending on the suggested air content. Let's say we are using category F2 and 3, it will be 5.5%, or air entrained F1, it will be 4.5%. If non-air entrained, of course, it will be 1% only. So in this example, I will be using air entrained category F1, 4.5%. Next, going to the right side of this template. So the target Islam side will be 75 mm according to your specification. Let's say, for example, which is equivalent to 3 inches. The permissible limits, let's say 25 mm plus or minus 25 mm, I mean, with a nominal maximum size of aggregate, which is 37.5. You can choose from this drop down list. So let's say 37.5 in this example, or 1.5 inch. Maximum temperature 32, and let's say this is for the pavement concrete, the concrete element to be poured or cast. Next, we'll go below here. If you have a specification like in US regarding the exposure category, then it will be helpful for you, this area. Here you just have to select according to your specification again. Let's say, for example, S category S2, so automatically it will appear the suggested water cement ratio or recommended maximum water cement ratio and the minimum strength. So let's go back to S1 in this example. So remember that I used F1, that's why I selected here also F1 for the category F. Water cement ratio maximum 0.55 with minimum strength of 3,500 psi, and so on for category W and category C. So you just have to select according to specification. Now with respect to S1, we're going to this area, the required cementitious material types for category S. So once you select the category S, let's say S2, it will suggest us the different cement or cementitious type to be used. So let's say S1, going back again to our example. So in S1, they suggest you different choices. So I am familiar with ASTM C150. So let us use this type 2 in this example. Next, very important, and normally we have to follow the maximum water cement ratio as per the project specification and the minimum cement content. These are the very common requirements whenever you receive an inquiry for concrete. So now going back to this required average strength or the target mean strength. So as I've told you, this is the target or suggested strength with respect to the specified compressive strength. So simply they are saying if you need 4,000 psi minimum, at least you should have a margin. To be on safe side, you need a margin. So from 4,000 we have to target, we have to look for 5,200. We should design to get 5,200 psi at 28 days. So that much margin was required so that we will be in safe side. So now here I just want to show you the drop down list. If we choose less than the value, it will turn into red. Okay, because we need at least to be equal to 5,200 or above. So here we have to use the next higher number, which is 5,500 psi. So you can always refer to table 5.3.4. This one originally came from here, but of course we have to do some interpolation since there is no 5,500 psi here at the air entrained concrete. There is no 5,500 psi, so simply we have to do the interpolation. So I put it here. These are the interpolated values. So moving forward, so automatically when you choose the proposed average strength, the water cement ratio will automatically appear here as suggested or target value. However, you can still reduce or increase using this button, but don't go beyond the maximum. Of course, it will turn into red. It will alert us. So let us go back to the value 0.36 to be on safe side. So next, the cement content. Let's say the minimum requirement is 340. You can always start with 340, and then you can use this button to gradually increase until you reach the comfortable or you think an optimized amount of cement. So normally when I'm designing, I will prefer to use the lowest possible water where we are comfortable to work with, especially that we need to replace a huge amount of ice during summer or whenever our moisture is higher. So before moving forward, I just want to point out that the formula, or I mean originally from our guidebook, the formula for cement content is mixing water, wherein you have to refer to table 5.3.3. Mixing water in kilogram per cubic meter, you divide it by water cement ratio, which will equate to 446 cement content. So I just want to explain to you that I'm still respecting the guidebook, so I decided to mention all this target or suggested value based on the guidebook. However, this will be our proposed value since we are designing the concrete in a much practical way, and especially when you are in the ready-mix concrete field of industry. So moving forward, next will be our fineness modulus. So that will automatically appear here upon entering all the value for the sieve analysis of our fine aggregates. So you don't have to worry about that. Now we are in the minimum value of fineness modulus. Between 2.4 to 3, we get 2.4. So next, the volume of coarse aggregate. So referring to the table again, that will be 0.75 using the nominal size of aggregate, nominal maximum size of aggregate 37.5 with a fineness modulus of 2.4, that will be 0.75. So you can double check it from this table. So 1.5 inch is equal to volume of coarse aggregate 0.75 at 2.4 fineness modulus. So I just want to show you from where it came from. For the coarse aggregate oven dry radial density, so from the beginning, as I have mentioned, once you updated the dry radial density, then automatically it will be combined here. So that will be the result of combining these three aggregate sizes. Our oven dry radial density will be 1582 kg per cubic meter. So according to our guidebook, we have to convert into SSD condition. So it's simply you have to check the formula if you want to, but it's a very long or very lengthy formula. But in short, since we have our water absorption, then we can easily convert this into SSD. So from dry 1582, the oven dry radial density, our coarse aggregate in SSD is 0.84 of 1582, but in SSD condition, that will be 1339. 0.84 multiplied by 1582, but then you have to convert to SSD condition. So that will be 1339 SSD condition coarse aggregate. Next, the solid volume of all materials except the fine aggregates. It's 0.77 cubic meter. So simply this is the summation of all this value, including our air voids. So that is 0.77. So the remaining, of course, solid volume of fine will be 0.23. So next, finally, our section 2, optimization parameters. You notice that in this latest template, I put them like side by side. So this method of placement, the combined grading chart, and our controls here, so that you can easily see, look around, So while you're adjusting the buttons, you will find that it is affecting also these parameters and our gradient chart. So for example, let's say for example our paste volume for slab, since this is pavement, so we consider it as slab. It says maximum 25% of paste volume, so that we can minimize the cracks. So our value is 25.4. We can say it is acceptable. So once you reduce the cement content, then you will see that we are on the safe side with 24.7. So that is very easy to analyze when we are using this button. Going back to 380. As well as for the covering the aggregate voids by the total paste, including the air. So it's 105% in this example. So if you choose another method of placement, for example the 100 mm pump, of course it will not be suitable. It will make sense because we are designing pavement with lower slump. So if you choose the pump, of course it will be unsatisfactory. If you choose SCC, there will be a lot of unsatisfactory. Obviously because we are designing pavement. So let's go back to our method of placement, which I will choose here through chute or direct discharge, or by buggy or conveyor. Okay, let's try one more. Let's try the volume of coarse aggregate. If I adjust this one, you can see that this is moving, going below here, which will be too coarse, and simultaneously now this is unsatisfactory. So we have to reduce it again, so it will be satisfactory. So it's very easy to decide how to optimize your mix design that will be suitable for whatever application you need, for whatever grading chart that you propose to use. So let's try another chart. Let's say tarantula curve. It's within the limit. If you use 0.45 hour chart, it's almost very near to this target line, which is good. If we choose, like for example pumpability, even it's almost near to this red line. So we have to be upper line to be much more pumpable. We can check also the fine aggregates here. It's in the limit. The coarse aggregate in the limit. And of course, since we're not using SCC, that will be outside the limit. So let's go back to our coarseness and workability factor. So this is why it's very easy to decide or to design and to optimize our concrete mix design using this template. So let us try also the water cement ratio. If we increase that one, of course it's beyond, but I just want to show you that it will also affect all the value below the optimization parameters. 0.36. If we go very low, so you can see the paste volume is getting less also, and so the aggregate voids now it becomes 91% only. I mean, covering this is not enough, so we really need to increase our paste. Let's go back to 0.36. So finally, let's go to section 3, ingredients, details, and batch weights. So this is self-explanatory. You can edit this description of source and supplier. The highlighted cells, of course, can be edited. And for example, you are required to use cementitious material like fly ash, then you can just simply write here, for example, 20%, So automatically it will appear here. It will appear here the 76 kg, which is 20% fly ash. Let's put like one more, like 5% silica fume. It will appear here as well. So in case you are required, then you can use this portion to supply the percentage of your cementitious materials. For the admixture, for this example, in my experience, I have used low range PCE, or in between low range and mid range PCE. So I estimated to use like 5 kg per cubic meter. I need also air entraining admixture, 0.2 kg. Since we have here 4.5% air content, so to achieve that you need air entraining admixture. It could be more, maybe 0.3, 0.4, depending on the trial mix result. You can also add a retarder if you feel that you need to extend slump retention, but normally it should be near to the casting area, your batching plant. At least within 45 minutes it has to be casted, and at 6 hours, I believe, normally they will start sewing the concrete to provide the contraction joint. So I need to just explain a little bit more. So here the absolute volume is 1 cubic meter. Very self-explanatory. The weights of material in SSD aggregates 2441. It has to be equal to the adjusted weights 2441 as well. The free water is 12 kg, so you have to deduct it due to the moisture and as well as the water content of the mixture. Our aggregate cement ratio is 1:5, so it's very normal. So basically this is our final design value in SSD condition, and this is the adjusted weights based on the actual condition of your aggregates. So I have here also a trial mix form where you can do the lab trial, perhaps in 50 liters or 0.05 cubic meter. So that will be, this will be the value when you are trying to do a small trial batch in your lab. Next, I just want to show you again this aggregate grading proportion. So I predetermined before that this is the proportion of each aggregate sizes, like the 37.5 28%, the 19 mm 37%, 9.5 mm 35%, which is 100% in total. You can see also that this is the lower limit and upper limit, and you notice that we are exceeding the limit. The 70% we exceeded 72.8%. Instead of 30, it became 32. So I just want to point out that in other cases, like for example, in my case, the most important for them, for the specification, is to be in line with this chart. Okay, so you don't have to worry in case the specification really calls to be in line with this lower limit and upper limit according to ASTM C33. Then you have to start from here. So you have to manipulate these values or this proportion. If you have two sizes of sand, one is natural, one is crushant, you can also write here, for example, 50% here, another 50%. Then you will check the lower limit and the upper limit if it's inside the limit. So one by one you have to check in case you need. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you get some idea from this presentation. So once again, thank you for viewing. Please subscribe and share. Do put some comment, suggestion to improve our template. Again, thank you. Have a nice day.